Time now for some entertainment news with Shaitan Atigarin. Welcome, Shaitan.
Thank you so much, Hawa. Let's start with Nollywood actor and producer Iyke has made his authorial debut with a success guide-themed book named Walking Through Walls, The Gift in the Odds. It's the first volume in his new book series, and he joins us now to talk about it. Now, welcome to the show. First, I have to say welcome to Arise News. Let's get straight into it. While getting ready for this interview, I was looking at your Amazon, the description, and it says, finally ready to open up. Jim lets you in as he draws back the curtain and reveals the true Jim Iyke as you've never seen him before. What made you think it is time to share my story?
Well, as it were, we have planned sometime in 2020 to... And I was going to take a one-year hiatus to write a book, but we decided down the line that, we were in France, I was with my son, and the world was literally shutting down around us. We're stuck in France for 6 months. I mean, it was supposed to be a 2-week visit. We got there, everywhere shut down on us, and I thought, which better time to write about, a subject that is... that's very dear to me, and my journey, my wealth of experience. I just thought it was the best time to put pen on paper and let the world into parts of my journey that they were not in the know or they were not aware of.
That's very interesting that you'd say that. There is a particular interview that you did with Ferdinand, this day's Ferdinand Onoha, and you did say, don't forget, we were not schooled about what to expect as regards being famous and handling fame. We did not understand what it meant. We did a little bit too much, and that earned us a bad reputation. But as one gets older, one understands oneself, one's pattern, the people around one, and the responsibility that has been entrusted onto one. Is this why you are using your life and experiences as the backdrop while pointing out a searchlight on traditions, patterns, and constraints? Is that what you're planning to do with this book?
Pretty much along that terrain, yes. I've always seen the way I think, the way I approach situations that rather unorthodox, perhaps unconventional. This is the roadmap to how I live my life, literally, a chronicle of my personal life. I wanted people to experience firsthand what it meant to be, a kid that was seemingly unschooled in these waters to get into entertainment and try to make it successful. There was no guide, there was no structure as to how we could manage fame. There was nobody that was giving us pointers or training us properly. We just, sort of trudged our way through it, through trials and errors. And this is what this book is about. It's about people starting out in life. It's about people that have dreams and aspirations. It's a roadmap, a shortcut to how they can achieve their dreams, in a rather unorthodox fashion. I've never looked at things in the traditional way. I've never tried to fit in. I've never been one that you would term as politically correct, I beg your pardon. So it was very important to express that part of me, to share with the world. I felt that time in France, in a time of uncertainty, was perhaps the best time to, express that part of my life.
I do agree. It feels like a lot of people use that time to really look inward, and a lot of, books and, movies, a lot of ideas were born in that period. I definitely agree with you on that. You've also spoken about the fact that, your life really evolves around your business, your family, and your mental health. Now, mental health, that is something that took so long to be accepted here. And in some cases, it's still not even. And as someone who grew up on our TV screens, known to be the Nollywood bad boy, is that something that reflected in your book? And even further, as your most recent movie, Bad Comments, which really boils down to, the tendency for people to kind of comment about one's lifestyle while not necessarily knowing who you are as a person.
Yeah, a Bad Comment, it's a case study that can readily come to mind. We created that content with the specific reason of creating a satire that will chronicle the social media ecosystem. This was important because people were suffering untold situations in this social media platform. People were not really accepting that fact. A lot of issues were being swept under the rug. And I thought, as a filmmaker, my chief responsibility was to create a medium, create a medium through films, through a prism people could see, maybe a situation in life that, was ongoing that people were not ready to come to terms with. Our mental health is one that is not usually addressed in public domains in Africa, but it is quite a problem. People have made it, kind of culturally cool to express cruelty and hatred on these platforms. I can't begin to imagine how many people that have been affected by this. So we created our film. The skit was also created in that order. You see, people took away so much of the entertainment value of Backcoming, they forgot the advocacy behind it, the fact that there was a present and real danger as to how people deal with each other in this on these social platforms. So that's what we sought out to do. I think people read it the wrong way along as we went on this journey. But I mean, it suffices to say that even if it's 5% of our target audience, of the demographic that we set out to educate on this platform, got the message, I think our job would have been done at the end of the day. Gifting the Oz also toes that vein as well. We seek to educate our people. We seek to open their minds. We seek to empower them so they understand the realities of our world and how to deal with it head on.
Very interesting point. And when you talk about mental health, of course, it definitely reflected a lot of that. Looking at the passing of Regina Kingston that happened literally just over the weekend. Mental health is a serious issue. There was a lot of publicity that surrounded this video. Let's talk about the viral video of you and Uche Maduagu.
Yes,
now, I know when I saw that video, I was like, it's a lie. This thing is not true. It's a lie. It was planned. But a lot of people believed it. They were, they thought, okay, finally somebody is going to stand up and talk to, Uche. What happened there? Just talk to us briefly about that.
A lot of people took offense, really, and as to this is hilarious. I have to really let me stay back and focus so I can really explain this. I got on an interview recently and I told people that this was a hoax, this was a PR stunt that was designed for the movie. And the backlash was impossible to deal
with. People took it personal. They were like, finally, Jimmy is standing up for something that we really believe in. And then we now found out that you didn't even really, when you entered the room, you didn't even really beat him.
No. Doesn't that even begin to amplify the message in the first place, that people can orchestrate anything on social media and people readily believe it because of our propensity for gossip and for violence? I just felt that people will not bring me down to look like some social media thug just to glorify the expectations. I didn't agree with that. That is an anathema to my intellect and depth, really. The idea was simple. We designed this to follow as a skit for the movie, so that at the end of the day, and I mean, my team got together and literally warned me not to release this video. They said the backlash would be unprecedented, we wouldn't be able to deal with it. But that the whole advocacy would have been lost at the end of the day. That wasn't our reason, the higher purpose for doing this. Okay, I could get away with it and people still pat me on the back and say, you dealt with the Uche situation, thank God. But no. People need to understand this is a pseudo-realm, this is a surreal realm. People that have moved in there, lived there, and literally made it their alternative universe. And then when reality is thrust in their faces, they can't deal with it. And that is what this is about. That's what our advocacy is about. It's not purely for entertainment purposes. It's an eye-opener as well. We have 17 to 19-year-old kids that are susceptible with the highest statistics for suicide recently, and a chief factor of that comes from social media. So it is a problem. It is a situation that needed to be dealt with. This was created at the end of the day for our people to amplify the beliefs of our people that anything that borders around and violence and gossip, they will readily embrace it.
All right, then that's a very, very important message. So just bringing it back to the book, of course, the story of grit, determination, and tenacity. The Gift in the Odds, Walking Through Walls, Authorial debut for Nollywood actor Iyke. Thank you so much for being here.